Hi guys, welcome. This is going to be a timeless reading. So whenever you should happen to watch it is going to be the perfect time for you. As always, please take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. Don't force any message if it doesn't make sense. It might at a later point in time. So let's see what Spirit has for you guys today. Cards are sticking today. Here we go. Rainbow blessings. Expect blessings. Expect beautiful new things to come into life. This is also, it's coming to me that some of you are worried specifically about a situation, I want to say involving a child. That's what's coming to me. So if this pertains to you, just know that the path will be blessed. This child will be blessed. You will be blessed. The outcome will be divine. And I feel like for those of you as well that are dealing with a situation with a child, know that you do have support on the other side spiritually, specifically from some of your ancestors. So I don't know what it is with this child. I do feel like it doesn't feel like anything health related. It does feel like custody issue. Yeah, it's definitely feeling like there's someone is dealing with a custody battle where a child is involved. And just know that the outcome is going to be in the best interest of the child. And it's important to remind yourself that even if it doesn't happen to pan out the way that you're wanting, it will be in and for the best interest of the child. And for the rest of you, that was very specific, but whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, just know that blessings are coming to you. We are coming into a season change right now, so it's a beautiful time to set new intentions. It's a beautiful time to get clear on what your goals are. Start making a plan for what you'd like this next season to look like. Too many cards jump out that time. Also, it's important to affirm to the universe that you are ready to receive blessings. And I know for a lot of you, especially if you're watching, I mean, if you're like me, you're watching readings like this because you're looking for some motivation, some inspiration, some good news. If you've been having a really hard time, I know a lot of us have, especially the past few years, but if you've been consistently having a really hard time, just know that you can just as easily have a really enjoyable, good, pleasant, even-keeled, wondrous time in life, especially if you've had a lot of hardship or you've had many days of turbulence or difficulty or sadness. Just remind yourself that life is about a balance. It's about flow. And so if you're wondering, can I really have a good time in life? Can I really just be receiving blessings? Can I really be enjoying myself? Can things really be consistently good? If they've really been consistently unpleasant, consistently not going well for you, then absolutely. I mean, you can just as easily have the other side of the spectrum. So just remember that, set your intention and call out to the universe. Let the universe know, hey, I'm ready to receive those blessings. That whole reserve of my blessings, I'm ready for them to come to me. I now claim my birthright of receiving those divine blessings. Please bring them into my existence. Next card that came out is creation. This has to do with, of course, creating, co-creating with Creator, co-creating with the divine. And it's important to get clear on what it is first that you'd like to create. So some of you are being called to dream during this time. It's interesting because I was just speaking to someone the other day about dreaming, and you know, so many people have a hard time even allowing themselves to dream big. I know that's a real challenge, especially when you feel like things aren't going your way or haven't been going your way. But if you don't allow yourself and you don't give yourself permission to dream as big as you want, then how can you possibly bring those things into your existence and reality? You can't. So for some of you, the creativity that you're being called to do, it's not in the actual creation, but it's in the pre-phases of creation and visualization and dreaming. Those are the infancy steps to creating what you want in life. And whenever you are visualizing, it's really important to remember, in order to make a visualization effective and also make it enjoyable, you want to pull in as many of your senses as possible, engage as many senses as possible, because that's what it's going to take to create. What it takes to create, and I know a lot of people in the spiritual community and, with law of attraction will say, what you think you become, what you think you create. It's really much more intense than that. It's about feeling and getting into the feelings and that vibration of what it will feel like once it's been realized or achieved or come into your existence. So for example, if you are wanting to, let's say some of you are wanting to create a new job. Let's say you want to have your own career. You want to be your own boss. So what does a typical morning look like? So take 5-10 minutes and visualize that. So start, okay, what types of things are you going to see in your environment? What is the aesthetic of your work environment? What is the aesthetic of that home office? What does it look like? What do you smell in the air? Do you have maybe incense burning? Do you have candles burning? Do you maybe have air freshener? Maybe you can smell the aroma of your favorite coffee brewing. So you want to do sight, vision. What can you taste? Maybe you can taste something in the air. Let's say you're wanting to open a bakery and you can really taste that sweetness in the air. And what are you going to feel? What are you going to hear? Maybe you have some beautiful music playing. Maybe you're going to have some people working with you, so their sounds are in accompaniment there as well. So I think we did all of them. We did, touch, smell, sound, taste, sight. Yeah, so just remember to engage as many senses as you can. And when you do that, it'll be much easier to visualize, especially if you're having a hard time visualizing. When you give yourself the task of focusing on the 5 senses, it's going to be much easier to get to that place, to get to that to that state of believing and feeling and get on that vibrational frequency, which is what it is going to take to actually create. And have fun with this. It's really fun to dream. And for those of you that feel like, oh, I shouldn't dream, or it's challenging or difficult, I would encourage you to do it more than once a day. Do it 2-3 times a day. 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, whatever you can fit into your schedule, you're being called to do, and just do it as often as possible. And for those of you that are like, I don't have time to be dreaming, if you have time to be watching these videos, you have time to be messing around on social media, you have time to be looking at the wonderful lives that other people are leading or trying to convince us that they're leading, then you definitely have time to invest in your own dreams. You definitely have time to be visualizing what it is that you want. All the minutes that you spend looking at other people's lives, dreaming for what they have, wanting for what they have, if you put that time into creating your own life, you wouldn't even be watching videos like this, because you'd already be just living that dream life and probably wouldn't even need the inspiration or encouragement, unless you really just enjoy videos like this. But for most of us, we're coming to things like this because we're needing inspiration and we're needing some directive. But yeah, take that time and invest in self. And the thing is, when you invest in self, no matter what you're investing, no matter what resource it is, the return on investment, it's amazing. You will never, ever, ever regret an investment in self. It doesn't matter if it's time, if it's monetary, as long as you're learning and growing, those are the best investments you can make, are in self. Next, mind over matter. Create thoughts that empower you. This is going to be really important as well for those of you that are trying to create something that you've really been dreaming about. And also in this situation, those of you with the child or just wanting to welcome in your blessings, mind over matter. So remember, your mind is a tool. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to keep mentioning it because it's so important to drive that message home, that your mind is a tool that you use. You can pick up and put it down at will. And if your mind is not in alignment with helping you create the things you want in life, you have to feed it different information. You have to reprogram the tapes that have probably been running from birth for most of us. So you want to say empowering things like, I easily work toward my dreams. I know that I am deserving of my dreams. I wake up excited in the morning to work on my dreams. I choose to work on my dreams. I choose to be excited to work on my dreams. I choose to wake up early and execute toward my dreams every single day. I choose to see that the divine is helping me co-create the reality that I want. I am choosing to allow myself to receive my blessings. I am choosing to let the universe orchestrate the best possible outcome for things in my life, things like that. And making those power statements is going to be so important because it's really going to change the blueprint and framework for how the mind is. And then when you're doing that and you get your mind to a place of positivity, then you can begin co-creating with the universe in a way that's going to be effective, and you can get your mind in coherence with your emotional state as well. And so, you're just really being called to just mind your thoughts. And the way that you do that, you don't have to force yourself to change them initially. Just be observant at first. Just see for a day, and you don't have to try to keep a log of it. But ideally, doing that would be most beneficial. How many times a day you go to a negative thought? You're gonna have, if you even just put down a check mark on a piece of paper or on a flashcard every single time you have a negative thought throughout the day. And then when you see at the end of the day how negative those thoughts are, how against you those thoughts are, that will be the motivation that you need to start giving yourself that new stimuli. And then you can write down positive power statements that you want to be feeling and saying, and write down those things and read them. Keep it with a little card throughout the day. Even just one power statement consistently throughout the day can really help drive change in your life. And what's so great about this as well is that even though it might take time to actually see the results in the physical world, it will feel really good while you're doing it. It's something that's so pleasant to do, and it can become enjoyable and fun, and you can really look forward to it. So you're definitely being called to do that. And there are lots of powerful affirmational videos on YouTube here. Look to some of the ones who are really great with affirmations, like Louise Hay has a lot of powerful affirmations. She's got wonderful morning and evening affirmation statements and videos available. Marissa Peer, she has a lot of power statements for creating the life that you want as far as career, relationships, things of that nature. But just find a teacher that resonates with you. Find a teacher that is believable for you, someone you enjoy watching, and watch their videos. Play them during the day while you're working if you can, early in the morning while you're getting ready, in the evening while you're readying yourself for sleep. Even play them while you're sleeping, because if you do that, your conscious mind is not getting in the way of you believing what you're hearing. When you listen to things while you're sleeping, things get embedded directly into the subconscious mind. So definitely take advantage of all the free time that you have. You can be utilizing and leveraging that time for, beginning the creation process, dreaming, getting your thoughts together, focusing on receiving those blessings. The next card that's come out is Creative Wonderment. Get inspired to create something new. Okay, so this goes back to just creation. Creating something new in life. And again, remember, before you start creating, especially if you struggle with believing that you deserve to have what it is that you want to create, focus on dreaming, focus on visualizing. If you're having a hard time getting inspired, because I am hearing that some of you are like, how do I get inspired? I don't even know what that something new is that I'm wanting to create. I don't even know what I'm passionate about. I don't know what I enjoy doing or what I'd like to do. Think of what your strong suits are. And in order to do that, your strengths are usually things that you really enjoy doing. So what types of feedback do you get from people? Maybe you're told that, you're really good at communication, or you're a very nurturing person. Think of the things you loved to do when you were younger. Whether it's roller skating, listening to music, perhaps you played an instrument and that's long gone. Maybe you enjoyed creative writing when you were younger. Things that really used to bring you joy when you were younger, a lot of those things are our passions, and our passions are deep-seated in those things, but we let them go as we get older because we're thinking it's time to grow up, it's time to get practical, it's time to get real, it's time to, get on that fast track of competing with everybody else for a job that I don't want, won't enjoy, and am not going to be fulfilled by. Well, it's time to get back to you. It's time to get back to creating and doing things that are fun for you. Like, for example, me doing this is something that's really creative for me. I mean, I like doing it. You know, I get to decide which cards I'm going to use. I get to focus on what the, you know, what the aesthetic is going to be for the day. And I really enjoy that. And then of course, you know, I'm channeling while I'm doing these readings. So I'm co-creating with creator at the time. And I'm really loving that. And it's my passion, it's my joy. And you'll know that it's your joy because you could do it all day long and it doesn't feel like anything tedious. It feels like something where, you know, if you had a parent around, it's like when you're swimming in the summer, they have to come in like, okay, get out of the pool. We need to go home now. It's time to wrap this up. I mean, that's how much I could do this. And I do it all the time, even when I'm not filming, you know, whether it's for friends, family, clients, like I just so deeply, innately love doing this. And it's so creative. I never tire of it. I never get bored. And so just, you know, get back to things that you used to really enjoy doing. And if you can't, if you really, I mean, I think you guys will think of something, but in the oddity that you can't, I would encourage you to start trying new things, having new experiences, getting out and doing things that you haven't done before. That would really, that can really spark creativity, spark excitement, get you thinking of, you know, just things that you wouldn't normally think about, thinking outside of the box and seeing also look for other people, on whether it's YouTube or reading stories of people that are following their dreams or found their creative outlet, and seeing other people pursue creative passions can really inspire and motivate you as well. And it can get your gears going as far as what is going to be a good creative thing for you to do. Like it's really, I love watching other people like see their dreams become realized. So watching those videos and looking for those stories, it can really help kind of spark that passion inside of you as well. Let's see. Okay, Spirit. What else do we have for viewers today? Please give us a message that will be easily understood. Cards are a little bit difficult today. This is letting me know some of you are really struggling. I think you're struggling with the creative process, struggling with allowing yourself to even get excited or get optimistic, perhaps because you've experienced so many adversities in life or so many things that just didn't pan out or didn't work out. And to those of you that are feeling that, it's really important to remember that if you're doing things the way you've always done them, or you're thinking in a way that you've always thought, you're going to always get the same results. So it's time to shake things up and shake up your creative process. And that's going to start again with the dreaming, trying to change the directive of your thoughts and emotions and allowing yourself to be inspired to create something new. But that definitely, that's coming up really strong, especially with the cards having a hard time coming out. Because I know sometimes when someone tells you, oh, do this, do that, you're like, that's all great and rainbows and buttercups and butterflies. That's perfect that it works for you, but it's different for me. If you believe that these themes, these universal laws that exist only pertain to the people that use them, that's half the battle. You have to believe that these things are real, that there is a loving universe, a divine spiritual realm that is wanting to support you in your endeavors. If you don't believe that, you will never have these things. So work on flipping that switch, believing that things, make that one of your power statements. I easily co-create. I know that I am worthy and deserving of achieving my dreams. I know that life can feel enjoyable. I know that I am fully supported in what I am wanting to experience in life. Next card comes out is marriage. The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. That's beautiful. So for some of you, of course, this is very literal. There's going to be a marriage and union, whether it's yourself or perhaps someone very close to you. And that will be a blessed, beautiful thing. So this message is coming up for some of you that are perhaps having doubts about a wedding or a marriage. Just, I feel like, I don't know if this is a I feel like this is a friend of a friend. There's someone getting married and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm worried for her. I'm worried for him. I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if this is a good thing for them. It is a good thing. It is blessed. And I'm seeing for this specific, whoever it is that's worried about this marriage and about it working out, just know that there are other things going on behind the scenes that you're unaware of. I feel like maybe there are some problems that have been exposed with the relationship and the friend has told you about them, but they're not sharing the entire story. I feel like this couple is blessed. They are able and equipped to navigate any challenges and adversities that come up. I think this person that's sharing with you is just getting a little bit of cold feet. So they're trying to like expose the things that are not pleasant and they're sharing it, but it really is a blessed thing. So just know that this friend is protected and the wedding will be blessed and it's going to be blessed by the fairies if you believe in that. The elementals, I do feel like it's going to be an outdoor wedding. So that'll be really beautiful and you can just enjoy it. You're just being called to just relax and know that this marriage is blessed. And if it is, for some of you that are perhaps wanting a marriage, I feel like there's someone who is going to be, you're engaged, but you're not, you don't have the date set and you're really worried about that. I feel like you're like, is this going to happen? Yeah, it's going to happen, but you've got to set a date. And if you're nervous to like bring to your partner, like, hey, let's like really set a date with this, bring it up. It's time. You're ready to plan. You're ready to proceed. And if this person were to say no, well, then that's not the person for you. If somebody is engaged to be wed to you and does not want to proceed with the wedding, that's not going to be the partner for you. But for most of you, this is a good thing. It is a blessed thing. And then for others, this is actually a marriage, but it's not a traditional marriage like this. It's actually the union, the coming together of something. So the marriage, the marrying of, it could be in business. Perhaps there's a business. I feel like some of you, there's a business, a partnership that's wanting to happen, that's needing to be birthed. And right now you're just in the thought stages of it. Like, would this be a good person to go into business with? If there's perhaps someone that you're looking to invest with, it is a good thing. It is a good thing for you, and it's going to be blessed. It's divine. So follow through with that. I'm gonna pull as well from the Ascended Masters and see what we have. That card really came out quick. Amaterasu, which is not as important as the meaning here, come out of the closet. So for some of you, I'm going to be honest, this could mean actually coming out of the closet in the traditional sense that we think of coming out of the closet, exposing your sexuality and being honest with yourself about who you are and how you are, and just doing that, of course, will relieve a lot of stress, especially if you're just feeling like you're hiding this big secret. But for others of you, coming out of the closet has to do with just coming out of the shadows and pursuing things that you're passionate about, that you're perhaps worried about being judged for. So for example, when I first started doing like all of this really diving into spiritual work, it was something that I was very nervous about because people are so critical of it. And especially where I come from and the way that I was raised, religion was a big thing. And this was not perceived and received well by every single person, that I know or that was in my life. And even years ago, this person's no longer in my life, but I had a parent that would say that this is like, a cult. And I was just really put down for having these beliefs and even like just being a channel, which comes so natural to me. And that's the closest for me to, faith and to God I've ever been is in utilizing these gifts and tapping into them and allowing myself to experience them. But for those of you that are really worried about something or holding in a secret or holding back a huge part of yourself, and you're wanting to live and like come out of the shadows and just fully embrace those parts of self that are really, really who you are at your core. Once you do that, I'm not saying that things will be perfect. I'm not saying there won't be perhaps some tension in some relationships or some people that are going to fight you on this or argue with you about it or perhaps give you a hard time, but you will feel so much better going to sleep at night knowing that you're honoring self. You can't make everybody happy in life, right? You're not Burger King. You can't make everybody happy. Everybody's not going to get it their way, but you can make sure that you get it your way every single time by honoring how you feel, what you want to do, what is within your heart to pursue as far as passions and relationships and things like that. And, it's like, it's interesting if they ask people, if you guys seen these videos, they ask elderly people, specifically people that are centenarians, so meaning they've reached the age of 100 or older, what are their biggest regrets in life? Those people never ever say, I wish I would have pleased more people other than myself. The regrets are always like, I wish I would have pursued the things I was passionate about. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that because I loved doing it, or I had such a passion for it, or I had such a knack for it, or it was really just my niche and I wish I had done that. You'll never regret doing something that is in alignment with what you feel called to do or how you feel called to be or present in this world. This could also have to do with, that's so weird, but my spirit saying that there's someone who is getting married that's needing to come out of the closet. This person is having a heterosexual wedding, but is actually either bisexual or homosexual and needing to, that's really weird. But yeah, it's not really weird, but it's just interesting. Anyway, that's coming up. So if that pertains, take it how it resonates. But for those of you that are worried because you're like, oh my gosh, this person should not be marrying in this way. The partner knows about it. The partner is already aware. This is not something that's hidden. The person might be just, sharing it with you and not exposing that it's already exposed to the partner. So just let them be. They'll work it out on their own. They'll have their agreement that they know how their marriage is going to, function and flow. And that's theirs to sort out. So let that go. Let's pull another one here. Had two come out. Teacher. So for some of you, this is of course going to pertain to you yourself being a teacher, and this doesn't have to be in a traditional school type setting. This could be teaching different healing modalities, teaching about spirituality, teaching a creative writing class, teaching people about communication, whatever your strong suits are, or something that you've been wanting to teach. It could be an art class. But for others of you, you're being called to find a teacher. You're being called to look for a mentor right now. If there's something that you're wanting to get into or learn about or pursue, you can really benefit and position yourself in a way that you'll be more set up for success by finding a good teacher or mentor. So look for people in the community of what you're wanting to get into or what you're wanting to explore. Look for, of course, videos on YouTube, any type of literature, podcasts, just get more information. So yeah, if you're wanting to be a teacher in some form, you're just getting the validation that you're equipped to do it. You have everything that you need to start. And if you don't feel that you're ready, you're being called to look for a teacher. The next card that's come out, see the other person's point of view. So of course, this is going to have to do with I feel like an interpersonal relationship, perhaps a romantic connection. And this came out yesterday too. So someone is watching this that watched yesterday, or yeah. So see the other person's point of view. It's important to honor and respect where you're coming from, have emotions based off where you're at, but also try to really, really, really put yourself into the other person's point of view. Try to empathize with the other person. Imagine, and the way you'll do that, you imagine that you're them. Imagine that you're them. Take yourself outside of yourself. Look at this from an observational standpoint. Dissociate from your perspective and what's going on with you. Imagine you're the other person. What does it feel like on the other side? It's important that you do this because if you can learn that skill set of being able to empathize with other people and put yourself in their shoes, it will make for much smoother relationships. It will make for much better, more effective, compassionate communication. And it will just help things to flow better when it comes to your relationships. So you're definitely being called to do that. Okay, guys, that's what I have for you today. So I will be seeing you in the next video then. I hope you guys are well. I hope this resonated. If it should happen to, please go ahead and leave me a comment. I would really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you think of it. Maybe share it with someone. You have a friend or someone that you think might benefit from this or has a message that they're needing to hear that's coming in here. It's probably might be a message that you've told them 100 times, but we don't tend to listen to people that we're close to. Maybe refer them to this video. Hopefully they can extract something out of it as well. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.